the Wicked press tour. How did that come about?
In 2024, I got an email from an exec at Universal and said, would you be interested in interviewing John Chu? The answer was, oh my God, yes. So we had a meeting, and this lovely gal and her team was also speaking with my dear friend Tiffany Sutton, who's
Yep.
at Follow the Yellow Brick Girl. And I said, they said, oh, we see that you've met her before. I said, yeah, we're real life close friends. They said, would you be interested in doing this together? And we were like, yes. So we were scheduled to tentatively interview John Chu in the summer of 2024 before the premiere of the first film. You know, as we got closer to that, they added a couple of more interviews. They're like, hey, Ethan Slater and Marissa Bodie are gonna be, you know, available. And hey, would you be interested in interviewing Steven Schwartz and Winnie Holtzman? And we were like, yes. And then Jonathan Bailey was gonna hop in the interview with John Chu. And we are like, whoa, this is spiraling. But they made a point of saying, listen, Cynthia and Ariana, they are hitting with the big news outlets. They're slammed, not gonna happen. We were like, of course. We were sitting waiting to interview Ethan Slater and Marissa Bodie. And out of the corner of my eye, I see Ariana Grande walk out of one of the other booths because they had sectioned off a soundstage. And I turned to Tiffany and went, oh my gosh, look, it's Ariana Grande. And when I turned back, she was running at a gallop towards us with Cynthia Erivo hot on her tail. They came over and gave us big hugs and said, you know, oh my gosh, it's so nice to finally meet you. They were like, so we'll see you guys later, right? And we're like, you know what? We could, your schedules were so busy, but we're so glad to have met you. At which point Ariana Grande was like, are you out of your effing gourd? And they both turned to their lovely group of assistants and they're like, well, we'll make it happen. And we're like, what does that mean? We went in and did the interview with Ethan Slater and Marissa Bodie, which was magnificent. And when we came out, there was a lovely gal with a clipboard who said, okay, Ariana and Cynthia are ready for your interview. And we were like, what interview? Because of course we hadn't written one.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you're totally unprepared.
So in the 2 minutes it took us to go from one soundstage to the other, Tiffany and I wrote an interview
Oh my God.
on the back of a golf cart.
Yeah, well, I honestly, like, I watched the interview. You would never guess.
Margaret Hamilton,
Yes.
Mabel King, Idina Menzel,
You had to do it, didn't
and
you?
now Cynthia Erivo and Billy Burke, Lena Horne, Kristen Chenoweth, and now Ariana Grande. Tell me, what does that evoke for you? And they didn't have to do that. They hadn't had a break all day, barely had time to use the bathroom or grab a bite to eat or have a drink of water, and they carved out time to talk to us.
But you know what it speaks to? It speaks to their love of Oz and
Yes.
the material, because they knew the people to talk to really talk to about that stuff.
The Ozian lore is something everyone in this room loves very
Yes,
dearly.
Very much so, yeah.
I feel like my shelves at home look a little bit like your shelves at home.
You know, they wanted to engage with the fandom in a way that was really unique to Wicked, and I'm so grateful to have been a part of it, even in a small way. It was outrageously cool.